Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday at 11:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I have been under the weather. I got some sort of sinus thing. It hasn't been fun. I'm still not feeling good, but I wanted to come live today and talk about some things. And quite the statement, sir. Yes, of course it is. Diago Cabello was first in chat today. What's up, Alex? How you doing, buddy? Hopefully you're happy, because I know you were piling on the Cardano back when I was talking about it. What price did you get Cardano at? I can't remember. Was it like 6 cents or something? I have to move my mic a little so I can see chat. Yeah, I was telling my neighbor. I was telling my neighbor about Cardano. It was about 9 cents. So thank you, Greg. I appreciate it. I am trying to feel better. My wife has been loading me up on these crazy vitamin C tablets and ibuprofen, but I just took mine for the round, my first round for the day. So, yeah, it's a bold statement in this title, and it's not necessarily. I mean, I'm going to be going over some news and some other things, but you know, the fact of the matter is that everybody paying attention to crypto right now has the opportunity to change their lives completely. I mean, it's never been more clear than yesterday when I saw my personal holdings, or whatever you want to call it, basically jump up by like 49%. And I'm thinking to myself, man, you know, we haven't even started. You know, if you think about the market and you think about where we're at right now, we are, you know, this is, so if we're looking at this behind me here, this area here, this first yellow line, that was the last halving before the most recent one. And then this line is approximately where we were when the price really started to increase, and we started that big bullish uptrend over, you know, quite a while. We're basically doing something similar here. However, we're like, this is a monthly chart. So, you know, we had 4 months, basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, before things started to really kick off. We're only in our 3rd monthly candle right now. And so I'm expecting potentially another month of sideways activity. We're getting these small pumps. I mean, we're at 9,500 now after we sat at 91, 9,200 for quite a while. But, you know, anything is possible here. And so, you know, the market manipulators and the market makers and everybody else, I mean, who knows what game they're playing at the moment. But this is very similar to what we've seen in the past. Now, that's not to say that that's exactly what's coming now, but the fact of the matter is that when you're looking at the crypto market, this is, we've got so many things that are pumping and just really going up on a consistent level. I mean, Chainlink, look, let's be fair. You know, a lot of people were mad that I pushed that, I shouldn't say pushed, but discussed that article, or the 60-page report that was basically a FUD piece. But, you know, it didn't phase it, you know, and Chainlink is constantly making new announcements. They're probably going to do very well. Zilliqa, I mean, they've been moving up pretty consistently lately. I think I got in at a penny. I got back into Zilliqa at a penny. It's almost doubled what it was. Theta, I was bullish on Theta at ICO. It's sitting at almost 26 cents, up almost 4%. XRP hasn't even started, really. I mean, look, it looks like it. But XRP, I mean, there's so many of these projects that I believe are going to do extremely well. And some of these projects haven't really picked up steam yet. Even Cardano sitting at just 12 cents where, you know, look, its all-time high was $1.33. So we've got a long ways to go. And Celsius Network has definitely been kicking tail. I've got some really exclusive stuff coming about Celsius here in the next week or so. So, I mean, overall, the idea is, look, just being privy to what's going on in the blockchain space and continuing to learn about it. What I'm hoping is anytime I talk to anybody in crypto, or I talk to anybody like just layman's, neighbors, friends, new people, I always talk about Cardano first, because they've all heard of Bitcoin, but what they aren't familiar with is the market cycle, the ebb and flow of the market. They don't understand a lot, and I don't even go into the technology so much, but I go into kind of the market structure and what's to be expected and what's happened. And when I explain just the basics, they start to get it. And my hope is that as I talk about Cardano and I push people into, potentially getting a position into Cardano, because for me, I feel that Cardano is one of the safest projects out there to get into. I mean, when you think about what it's striving to be, where it's at, and what it stands to accomplish over the next 2 years, a lot of people are going to get very wealthy from Cardano. I truly believe that. I mean, wholeheartedly, as well as a litany of other coins. And so we'll have to see what happens there. But looking at this, I'm thinking we're on the verge. We've got a little bit of a ways to go before things really take off. Now, some people, they got into a lot of these altcoin projects through Ethereum. They bought into Ethereum, and then they used that to buy into a lot of these altcoins. And so the question is what will rise faster than Ethereum will? That's always been my age-old question. What projects are going to outrun Ethereum in the bull market? And I believe that a lot more than we think will. But a lot of it also is based on timing. When did you buy into these altcoin projects? What was the spread? What was the price of Ethereum versus the price of the altcoin? Where were they in the market? So that's a question to be answered for a lot of people. And while I do believe that there are going to be a lot of projects out there that are being held by people throughout the bear market, likely to be sold, whether it's as soon as that hits profitability or not, which to me is ignorant. I mean, when we're just starting on a bull market, to start liquidating assets as soon as because people get frosty, people get like frustrated. They're like, I've been sitting on this forever, it hasn't made me any money, I just want to get it back to where it was so I can dump it, so I can get rid of it. And there is some of that mentality. And then what's funny is that mentality is what's going to cause a lot of people to miss the boat moving forward, because we haven't even tipped the iceberg yet. I mean, we're just getting started. So, my whole motto of crow your coins, I look at the market in two different ways. One, when it comes to altcoin projects, I try to look at everything like a venture capitalist group. And I've said this countless times in the past. I might go into 30, 35 different projects, and the profits of, 3 to 5, maybe more of the projects I go into are going to outweigh the losses of the rest with significant profit moving forward. And that's just kind of what I expect to see. And that's not to say that a lot of these other projects aren't going to continue rising up in valuation, but some are going to rise much quicker. And so, and that's honestly what I'm looking for on a pretty consistent basis. Now, for those of you that are traders, I will tell you that I am starting my own ByBit trading team. I make money off of a commission. So people that sign up, there's a link in the description. It's like Crow's Nest Team, cryptocrow.io/Crow's Nest Team. And it'll take you to this page and you can kind of see it's a 200 Bitcoin prize pool. Now, I'm going to be having Crypto Ace, who was actually number 1 in my trading contest before. And he, I haven't chatted with him at length, but I know that he used Market Cipher apparently. He really liked it. And I got 3rd in this trading competition, which blew me away because I didn't even realize it until the very end. I want to do, I've seen YouTubers with their teams in the past. And, a lot of these guys, I'm thinking, I want to kind of add the Crow touch to this. I want to see what's real, what's not. And I want to really focus on, I want to win. To be quite honest with you, I want to win. But this is not for USA-based traders, okay? So it's basically when you go and you try to sign up, it'll tell you what countries are restricted, because look, leverage trading's insanely dangerous. You could lose everything. So I look at this more of like a fun trading thing, where you can either win big or lose big. Let's face it. I mean, that's just the reality of leverage trading. There is a link below to a long article that I wrote. It's kind of a living tutorial about not just market cipher, but ByBit and leverage trading. And I've got a graph in there that shows the difference between like a 5x trade and a 100x trade. I mean, 5, 10, 20, 50, all the way up. And it shows you how much easier it is to get liquidated the more leverage you use. So basically, to show, I don't even think it was 1% of price action changed to the opposite side of your leverage, and you're completely liquidated on 100x leverage. It's absolutely insane. I think, to me, that's like somebody with a death wish that does that sort of stuff. I don't think I've ever really officially traded more than 10x, and I try to keep it around 5. And even 2x is sufficient. You know what I mean? Especially in this market right now. This alligator trading stuff is, it's just too risky. So, but this competition is going to start in 6 days, 18 hours. People that click the link below will be joining my team, and you're going to make like a $60 early bird bonus and some other rewards and things. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Full disclosure, man, I don't want anybody doing this if you're not an experienced trader. I don't want anybody doing this if you're just kind of curious and you're like, oh, I can lose, whatever. I don't want you to look at this like a casino that you're just going to lose money, because if you go into it with that mentality, you are going to do exactly that. You're going to lose everything. I don't want anybody to lose anything. People will. I saw in the last contest, I mean, a lot of people, they weren't trading with much. I think it was more of an experiment. To be honest, I think a lot of people were signing up just to get the free market cipher license for a month to try that out. So, but, a lot of people, admittedly, people were coming to me, I did some stupid stuff. I was just horsing around. And it's like, I don't really want that. I don't want anybody to lose anything. I want people to do very, very well. Especially, this is going to be about a team. It's going to be a focused effort. I'm going to be doing more and more research, and I'm going to be helping people in the Crypto Crow Telegram group. And I don't mean helping by say buy here, sell here. That's not what I'm doing. But just understanding patterns, understanding things to look for, how to use certain indicators to help, that sort of thing. So that's where I'm going with that. So hopefully it's a fun thing and everybody enjoys it. Links in the description. Check it out. You've got like 6 days, because I think these pre-registration bonuses and rewards go away once it starts. You're still going to have, this is 200 Bitcoin prize pool. I mean, it's pretty silly. A lot of money. And yeah, trading fee discounts. So you're going to get a lot of perks and things like that by being a part. So if you're planning on doing any trading, this might be a good opportunity for you to do so, save on some trading fees and get some rewards at the same time, win or lose, I guess. So we'll have to see how this turns out. Now, I'm going to hit some news real quick, because some of this stuff I think is pretty interesting. Recently, I talked about Icon, and finally, I'm starting to see some decent news, because I've been waiting a while. Korea's largest blockchain project, Icon, to integrate banned protocol oracles. The banned price is surging as the oracle provider partners with South Korea's premier blockchain network, Icon. South Korea's leading blockchain network, Icon, has announced a partnership with Band, which has gained a lot of momentum recently. Basically, this sucker started at like 20 cents, and I'm pretty sure it's moved up to like $5, and they're competing with Chainlink. So this will be a really interesting battle moving forward. Icon is deeply rooted in South Korea, shaping itself as the blockchain developer for the government. The platform operates a network of established enterprises and government agencies, including banks, telecom companies, and healthcare providers, and provides blockchain solutions and development to suit their needs. Through its technology arm, Icon Loop, it has worked on digitizing national identity authentication and decentralized passports. Now it's expanding into the growing DApp and DeFi markets. Icon requires oracles for its latest projects, Min Kim, founder of the Icon Network, said, "The strategic partnership and integration with Band Protocol to the Icon Network will bring increased security and scalability to all the decentralized applications built on South Korea's largest blockchain project." The Band Protocol has been an addition to Chainlink, which was already integrated into Icon's systems earlier this year. The leading Oracle provider was used to bring pricing data from traditional markets into decentralized financial products. Chainlink is the most dominant Oracle provider at the moment, with major partnerships including Google Cloud, Binance, Matic Network, Ethereum Classic, and the OX project. Its Link token has been one of the year's best performers, surging 325% from $1.80 on January 1 to today's price of $7.65. But there is a growing awareness of competitor Band Protocol that has inked partnerships with Waves, DeFi, and staking app Frontier, decentralized gaming platform Bet Protocol, and cross-chain interoperability protocol Gravity Hub. I'm going to need to look up Gravity Hub because I like this. I like interoperability protocol. When I see that, I kind of perk up. When I think of interoperability protocol, I think of the plug. I think of a plug. Basically, that person that can get you anything you need and take care of any problems you've got. You know what I mean? And I look at interoperability protocols as kind of a plug for a lot of other blockchains out there. It's like they've got a need, they go to the plug, they get it solved. And I like to see that kind of stuff because the more blockchains we have utilizing a plug, the better that plug will do, and I like to see it. So I'm gonna have to remind myself to go into Gravity Hub a little bit deeper. The Band token has surged in price this year, with most of the gains in the past month on the back of the DeFi boom. Band has skyrocketed over 2,170% from 22 cents at the beginning of the year to an all-time high just over $5 today. Man, I really got to get my act together. This is what I'm talking about. There is money to be made, folks, and it's a matter of paying attention. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't been paying that big of attention. I need to start going through, I just need to start going through some of these small caps. I need to start doing more research on some of these new projects and protocols and start really charting them out. And when I say charting them out, I mean like in Excel, coin metrics, usage data, things like that, because I definitely missed the boat on this Band, and this is just the beginning, very likely. So there's so much opportunity to be had right now. IOHK and Beef Chain team up to answer where's the beef. The IOHK and Beef Chain partnership will trace beef from ranch to consumer, fighting beef fraud and improving food security. I don't even need to go into the article because that's basically the gist of it. Charles has talked about this on my channel during live interviews and things like that. But and this is probably pretty common knowledge at this point. But I wanted to also make a point that, have you noticed how Cardano and everybody was pretty quiet for a long time? Now it seems almost every day we're finding a new article. Now they're building a microchip, and they've got Beef Chain, and they're launching Shelly, and they're doing this, and they're doing that. It's everybody. I mean, these bigger projects who know they can start really building some serious momentum right now are starting to do so. And it's just a matter of time until a lot of these other projects, like I'm waiting on news about Neo and Ontology and Qtum and OMG, and I'm waiting on more and more from these other projects. Stellar Lumens, even Ripple. Ripple's always in the news, but it's never anything insanely good, right? It's always some sort of FUD. For whatever reason, I feel like the price of Ripple, or XRP, is being suppressed a bit, and I don't understand why just yet. Unless, there's a possibility, I'm guessing, maybe, that the U.S. government, working on their own digital token, is looking to try and utilize those digital tokens to fix the same problems that Ripple or XRP has been working on. I don't know. I don't know. But I've noticed that when I have these little off the cuff kind of ideas, I tend to start reading about them being exactly that 3 to 6 months later. So we'll have to see. The growing problem of yield farming. Now, here's another thing. There's so much money being made right now in DeFi. But there's so much risk at the same time, because a new DeFi protocol pops up and everybody rushes to it and starts locking up their crypto in these, what I consider to be shady and probably not very stable smart contracts, in hopes of earning these high yield rewards. To me, that's crazy. But the greed runs deep in many. And I don't blame a lot of people, because look, I believe that the next 2 years are going to be pivotal in blockchain technology. Absolutely pivotal on every front. I believe that, when it comes to regulation and government adoption and things like that, I think the next 2 years are going to be where a lot of this stuff really starts to take place. I believe that, while 2017 was really, really good for a lot of newcomers, I believe that, over the next 2 years, I think it's going to make 2017 look like kindergarten compared to college. Maybe high school. We'll have to see. But I think it's going to do insanely more. I think a lot more is going to be accomplished over the next 2 years than has been over the last 6. And with that, a lot of new millionaires are going to be made. And I believe that the DeFi industry, while I believe is going to continue being very successful, I do believe that it's just a matter of time until there's a big pin that pops that bubble. And the other side to that is we saw with things like BitConnect, and I'm not comparing DeFi with BitConnect at all. I'm really not. But people lost a ton of money in BitConnect and then immediately ran over to the next Ponzi available to try and get their money back. And so I also see some of that mentality in DeFi. Oh, well, this DeFi protocol got hacked. I lost some money. I'm going to go to this other DeFi protocol I've never heard of, but they just opened up. They're ready for business. I'm going to stake some coins there and make my money back. And it's this mentality of, well, lightning can't strike twice. Well, it did with the Ponzi people, and it didn't take very long for that lightning to hit twice. With over $3 billion currently locked in the decentralized finance ecosystem, the eyes of the crypto market are now all pointed to DeFi. One of the biggest drivers of the 200% growth last month has been yield farming, with its attractive returns and an easy onboarding process. However, the bubble that's been created around yield farming has led many to question the sustainability of such a model, with thousands of users pouring liquidity into high-risk, extremely volatile protocols. The long-term effects of the global crypto market could be significant. Stani Kulikov, the founder and CEO of DeFi lending protocol Aave, believes that while yield farming in itself is bad, the incentives it could bring to the table could make up for it. In a Twitter thread earlier today, Kulikov said that yield farming essentially pays liquidity providers to risk their funds. This, he explained, is where things are going wrong in DeFi. Currently, YFI APY returns are 331% for the Y pool at Curve.finance. The interests will not remain in such ranges for a long time. The interests are primarily coming from the newly minted YFI tokens, which account for 331% APY returns. The interest earned from the pool profit is only 4.77%. However, all of this at the end of the day is indeed a giant stress test. Keep that in mind. All of this stuff going on right now is a giant stress test in the eyes of a lot of these guys. At least this one, which incentivizes people to invest hundreds of millions of dollars in smart contracts, some which are not even formally audited. Think about it. Millions and millions. If you think the SEC or any of these regulations, control groups, whatever, are going to let this kind of thing go for very long, you're crazy. And what's going to happen when everybody's money is tied into a lot of these, and one of them goes south, or 2 or 10? I mean, it could be to me, it just feels like a house of cards. It looks beautiful right now, but you can paint pretty patterns on the backs of flimsy cards. I don't know. I'm just kind of... those interested in passively earning interest on their bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies should stick to reputed, centralized exchanges for now. And this is why I'm always talking about Celsius. Yes, it's centralized, but I just feel like it's safer. And you can do a lot of the same stuff with Celsius. You can earn interest on your crypto. You can do all these things, but it's not based on a decentralized smart contract with no security audits. And it's just kind of, this is like a whole new Wild West era of cryptocurrency. And yield farming to me is just kind of scary. I'm not saying people shouldn't do it. Look, if you're having fun and you can afford to lose whatever you stake up, cool, more power to you. But for me, it's too early. It's just too early, and it doesn't feel right to me. I just feel like, I'm not going to say its days are numbered, because I don't think that. But I do think that it's just a matter of time until I think that DeFi sector gets hit pretty hard. So we'll just have to wait and see. But you can check that article out. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, OCC, is letting all nationally chartered banks in the U.S. provide custody services for cryptocurrencies. This is cray-cray. Crazy. This would have been immensely helpful for me 6 months ago. In a public letter dated July 22nd, Senior Deputy Comptroller and Senior Counsel Jonathan Gold wrote that any national bank can hold on to the unique cryptographic keys for a cryptocurrency wallet, clearing the way for national banks to hold digital assets for their clients. This is listen. I don't know how many of you just heard me read this and thought to yourself, this is the biggest thing I've heard in crypto now for like... Folks, let me just keep reading. The letter marks a major development for the crypto industry. Previously, custody was the province of specialist firms such as CoinBase, which typically needed a state license, such as a trust charter, to offer the service to large investors. Now, large regulated financial companies that already provide similar safekeeping services for stock certificates and the like could enter the fray. I will bet you I know of one right now, and they are called Prime Trust. And there's somebody that I was actually working with. They are a nationally chartered banking institution in the U.S., and they were basically they were handling all of my AML, KYC, onboarding for new clients. You open up this is when I was doing Crow's Nest X. I don't think anybody even really knew. I was really weary about explaining a lot of the stuff that I had going on with Crow's Nest because I was so paranoid about security and all that. I had inked my deal with Prime Trust long before Binance did. Okay, I was one of their first clients in terms of like an exchange operation. And it took 6 months to integrate their API systems into the exchange platform. Now you can do it in 2 days. So we were like the pioneers of that. Nobody knows any of this. I'm telling you this now. But then Binance US signed on with Prime Trust as well to do the same thing for them in the United States, which gave me a breath of fresh air. Everything I did with Crow's Nest X stressed me out to the point I couldn't sleep because I had attorneys, but I've learned that attorneys aren't always right. And so much is based on opinion, and I lost so much sleep. And then the way the development team was handling things just made me lose even more sleep. And I was just like, I just don't think this is right. And that's when I pulled the plug. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it because I was so afraid of doing something wrong or illegal or something that was going to bite me in the butt. I started getting a little paranoid. I'm not going to lie. I was just like, this is such a big deal. And on top of that, at the time, Prime Trust didn't do custody of anything outside of USD. Now, I bet you they will. So this is going to be a huge boon for US-based businesses. I'm telling you, this is going to be insane. This is going to be an absolute steamroll change through the industry for anybody that's wanting to get into it. The letter, which appeared to be addressed to an unidentified bank or similar entity, notes that banks may offer more secure storage services compared to existing options, and that both consumers and investment advisors may wish to use regulated custodians to ensure they don't lose their private keys and therefore access to their funds. This is also going to enable, think about it. Think about what this alone means for mass adoption in the US. This means that you're going to be able to buy cryptocurrency and basically store it at your bank like a savings account, folks. This is what, and the thing of it is once banks start offering these services, this here is the front runner to a cashless society, folks. I'm telling you, this is going to be, I can't even tell you how big this is. I am shocked that this isn't plastered all over every YouTube channel, every Twitter, everything. I'm shocked because this is the beginning. You know, and I saw somebody write something recently that was talking about a cashless society and what that really means. You know, if money's tight, no more doing odd jobs, no stuffing $20 or $5 or $1 or whatever under your kid's pillow for a tooth that fell out. No more of that kind of stuff. But you know what? Some of those things can be remedied with other symbols, you know, things like that. That's not necessarily the big deal. But the fact of the matter is we are heading into a cashless society, and the government is finally starting to gravitate to this. To me, I just think this is huge. I think this is absolutely huge. It's huge. It's good. It's going to be cool. It's good. I thought we wanted to get away from banks. Yes, we do want to get away from banks, but the fact of the matter is, folks, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. What we want to get rid of is the Federal Reserve. That is the biggest problem that we're facing in this country, in my opinion. It's not. It's the banking cartels that are manipulating everything. It's these huge banks that are ripping everybody off with high fees and things of that nature, and then getting bailouts at the same time. You know, that's what we want to get rid of. We want to get rid of this debasing of our currency and move into something that is deflationary, not inflationary. We want to move into an economy where holding your money and saving it actually means growing wealth, not losing money over time, because you're not, like right now, if you have $1,000, if you're not effectively investing that $1,000 into something more profitable, your $1,000 sitting in the bank a month from now is going to have less buying power than it did when you first put it in the bank. I mean, that's just the nature of our economy right now. You know, if you crow your dollars, you're screwed because it's going to be worth less and less over time. You know, literally, every second of every day, your US dollar is worth less and less. That's the system we're trying to get rid of, where the government is basically taking all of our money. We're busting our asses. I mean, nowadays, you know, back in the day, it used to be the man could work, the wife could stay home and take care of the children and take care of the home and the family, and she was a homemaker. And this isn't a sexist thing. This is a cultural thing. This is, you know, one of the reasons I believe that our children are so screwed up nowadays, all these millennials are running around entitled to hell and just all nutty, is because we've been missing this family unit, and on so many levels. And I believe that a lot of that stems from the fact that both parents nowadays have to work. Both parents have to work multiple jobs. So it's other family, grandma, grandpa, daycare, babysitters, people like that, nannies even, I don't know, are like raising our children. And a lot of that stuff is happening because our system is such that the longer we progress down this road, the worse things get for everybody financially, except for those at the top. That is the system we're trying to change. Your local bank isn't necessarily the enemy. The enemy are the people that control those local banks, the people who control the Fed, these relationships that have been bought and paid for eons to keep the system moving the way it is, so that we are kept broke and they are kept in power. That's the system we're trying to get rid of. And the fact of the matter is, folks, in my opinion, this isn't going to be about us versus the banks. You know, my hope is that we get the right leadership in place to start making the significant changes necessary to bring our economy forward and beyond the old. You know, the SEC laws even were the SEC, a lot of these laws, these came about in like the 1930s for like corn farmers and shit. It doesn't even have any relevance to what's going on today. A lot of this stuff needs to be overhauled for this new era of technology, especially if we're entering a cashless society, because the dynamics of having such a cashless society are going to change the entire paradigm as we know it. And I'm not an economist. I wish I were. You know, there's so many times I wish I would have went to college, but I would have had so little focus in college, I probably would have learned nothing anyway. You know, I want to sit down with an economist. I would love to sit down with a notable economist on my channel and just pick their brain live. I really would love to do that. I just don't even know of any. So if you guys know of any, leave me some something in the comments and fill me in a little bit. Because, you know, there are people that I would really just love the opportunity to talk to. But this is huge news. Absolutely huge news. One more thing. A Polkadot-based project wants to unlock staked coins for DeFi collateral. A new project building on Polkadot received an investment of $600,000 to build liquid staking, a way of unlocking liquidity devoted to proof of stake. It's kind of an interesting idea. Think about it. It's very possible that once the government has more thoroughly fine-tuned its regulatory stance on various projects and sectors, and has done so in a way that doesn't thwart the development of new technology, which I pray is the case. I would also like to see some changes in the tax code as it relates to cryptocurrencies, because some of it is beyond ridiculous right now. It's almost like a blind man threw a dart at a bunch of shit and just said that works. That's how I feel about it. But to me, I could see banks being node operators. Banks could be, I mean, you know, you go to a bank and you say, you know what, I'm going to stake these coins in this protocol and earn interest. And the banks will facilitate that for a cut. I'm telling you, this is coming. Look, if you go back, I'm telling you, I have made a lot of predictions in this market as to where things are going, and we are seeing the fruits of that now. We are seeing proof of that. Sometimes I've made claims that people thought I was absolutely nuts, and then it turns around and I'm like, I told you this was coming. It's like, I am not a brilliant man, but I'm pretty good at putting things together. And I'm telling you, this is coming. Anyway, an upcoming decentralized finance project built on Polkadot is looking to unlock liquidity that would tie up into staking as part of its consensus mechanism. Called Staffy, short for staking finance, the project wants to implement liquid staking on Polkadot and potentially other blockchains as well. So, just a quick little thing. So yeah, guys, hit the links below. Check out everything in my description. You know, join the Telegram group. You know, I would like to really start getting that busy again. I really want to dive into this competition. I've got some stuff coming. I know I'm going to be on Dragon Chain's channel, I think at like 6 o'clock tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to be on there with Alex Mashinsky and some other folks. So, you know, tune in, join me there. I'm going to be on their channel. It's not going to be on mine because my episode for Open Source Money is coming up this Saturday. So make sure you check it out. You can win some money. You can win some Dragon tokens and so forth watching the episode and answering a secret question. And if you don't have Discovery Science, you'll be able to check it out on Philo. So that's it for now, guys. I love you. Thank you for joining me. I'm really probably going to drink something and take another nap because I think I've just burned out my day's energy doing this video. I hope I get better tomorrow. But thanks for joining me, guys. Crow your coins, and I'll see you again soon. Hopefully this was helpful.